Well, it's still to go back to Stanley. Fight Stanley. Fight to. And when I booted up the game, but it's literally just, hey, bud, hang on. Hang on. Sure, if you want to say something, go ahead. Okay. Why? Each time I boot up the game, it asks me for what time it is. I don't know why. But hey, thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously and just leave it at 12 and call it a day, but you're actually taking the time to set the clock. And I appreciate that. I know I care about your experience, you're paying attention, but I don't know how way knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead and pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time, you earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the game now. What the heck? The heck was that about? Anyways, let's go back. Let's go back to the game. Welcome back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't know.
Stanley
You tell me.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, since we always went right, let's go
When Stanley
left this
came
time.
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's go left this time. Sure.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Why am I
decided to
slippery?
go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Resent coworkers for not supporting you. Light a bulb inside you. Take it out passive aggressively on other coworkers. The slides assure employers that everything is okay. Make sure the slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all the text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. That's very supportive. Okay, but that's it was this way.
Coming to a staircase,
No, let's
Stanley
go down.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
That's not spooky at all. I cannot read that. What's down here?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Oh,
He
I'm
might
so
be fired for
sorry.
that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would
Let's
think
walk
he
around
was
in a circle.
crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers
Crazy.
blinking
I was
mysteriously
crazy
out
once.
of existence
Deluxe
in
me
a
in a
single
room.
moment
A
for
rubber
no
room.
reason at
A
all.
rubber room with rats.
None of it made any
Rats make me
logical
crazy.
sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
One,
I'm
two, three,
dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
Yep.
Oh, what a relief,
Yep,
Stanley
it is
felt
a dream.
to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
He's just
I'll have to
rambling
go
now.
back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Guys?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Narrator.
Why is there a voice in my head
Yeah, let's go.
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being
Considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange.
I'm dreaming
About a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars
Coffee
just
nut.
a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Okay.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife
Wait, I have a wife.
and my job.
What?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Let's look at the keyboard.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
And no.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Sanity
I must
Slayer.
be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Dum. Oops.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on
What?
a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by
What?
the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting
Okay.
to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yeah. Oops. I killed Stanley. My bad.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What
Strange.
dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad,
Definitely
Stanley happened to input the
random.
correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Let's go down. Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to
Interesting.
question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now? when for years it had never occurred to him.
Pushing
This
buttons.
question would not go unanswered for long.
Oops.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So, you remember how I said I was gonna follow directions and do exactly as the narrator said? But it's tempting. Nah, screw it.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Let me go back and see what he says.
Of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too
Psych.
much to live for. Nope, still on board
Yup.
with death.
Why is this always so long?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yup. Goodbye. Oh, it's this one.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss,
killing
like
Stanley.
plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Psych. Okay.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game,
Fourth
back in
wall
his
break
office,
much?
as
Fourth
alive
wall
as
break?
ever.
Of a fourth wall break?
What exactly
Fifth
did
wall
the
break?
narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What else is in this room? I don't know. Maybe it's just a big black room. Big dark room. Maybe. You know what? Yeah, let's just go for the interest. I don't think there's anything over here.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Walk past there. That's where the decisions are made. Yep. They always reach those two doors. Okay. So, yeah, okay, I wouldn't have guessed that they was called a filing cabinets. Now, what's the office again? That's a box. That's not the office. That's a box, and that's a plant. Different photos of scenes. So I'm watching YouTube. So I was watching YouTube in the office. That's funny. What's this? Also, that's a pencil sharpener, and that's a cell phone. That's not an office. The apartment timer. I haven't got there yet. I didn't get to this ending.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
You know what? Let's turn off the game.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
I mean, the lights are off. I can't exactly see nothing.
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
I didn't know if it'd do something. Okay. Great. And we begin again. Let's go.
All of his co-workers were stepping into his manager's office. Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Great, I got it. Great. Cut.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley
open up, please.
Into the opened passage.
I don't want to listen to copyrighted music. Thank you. Now go down. Mind control facility, we go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Let there be light.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay. You hear the sloshing sounds because I'm drinking water. Well, in this case, tea. And press U.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Employee 528. Okay. I don't know what I saw there. Some of the screens are breaking, but okay. Elevator.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
I mean, are we all being controlled by somebody?
Wasn't
like the little rat?
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
The Ratatouille rat?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay.
And when at last he found the source... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you want? Control? Oh, Stanley, I hope applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave.
My bad.
If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid
Okay,
you
bit
don't
away.
have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation
I gave it away that I'm trying to throw
In
us.
the event that
I'm
this
off
machine
track.
is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
1,
Mere moments until the
2.
bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately?
No way to
your
actually
frail
stop the
life,
countdown.
or will you let it go peacefully?
Let's check.
Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Okay. I just keep killing Stanley.
Ready to go to the meeting room.
My bad.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ooh, new content.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Good question. What does it mean? Ooh, roller coaster. What kind of new content?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
You're welcome.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Yay. That's what we're
The
playing on
Stanley
right now.
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley
We also
Parable,
remove stuff from
delighting
it.
audiences the world over.
Yeah, a little bit.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Same.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
This is a long elevator ride.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Okay. This way.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I can actually jump now. Okay, anyways.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Hopefully.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just
Agreed.
elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Bruh.
That's it? Oh, you've
You
got to
can't-
be kidding
yeah, I was about
me.
to
You see,
say.
Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
Hold on. Hold on. I don't think he's joking. It actually does say that. That's funny. And it also has one that says 88888. There's one called Commitment, where you just play it on a Tuesday.
I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like
Until you try to kill
always.
me.
What do you say, friend?
Until you try to kill me. Well.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Let's up here first. Oh. Just a regular old all the way. Okay, I'll go. I'll be sus. I'll be sus and go in the vent. I'll be sus. Okay. Whee. Whee. Whee.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be.
Okay.
So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's
What
developers
the
won't
heck?
find it. Just our little secret.
Hey. Open world game. Let's go.
The Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it
Mozilla
was sold with a
Firefox.
cheap re-release?
Wow.
Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
That's cool. Well, that is unachievable. It's impossible to get it. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. That is still an achievement. That's still an achievement. It does deal tough choices, but there's also this.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives
Where's it
and
say
then
that?
succeeds to be every game
Oh, there it
ever
is.
created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
Lifeless.
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh, I can open it? Okay. I guess I'll go upstairs. Oh, the smiley button. I'm gonna press the smiley button. I'm gonna press the smiley button. Man. That's the doors. Nice.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The
Bruh.
Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding
No, I just keep
choices
killing
I've
Stanley.
ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone
There's a
to
Stanley.
spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game
I want a Stanley
memories.
Parable chair mat. I want a Stanley Parable chair mat. That looks cool. Or tie. The serious room. That's funny.
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Well,
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
the long
Oh,
forgotten.
no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
It's
I can't even
ousting.
imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
It's ousting. It's ousting it.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more
Yes.
irritating than entertaining.
Yes.
Funny.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a
Steam
densely layered
reviews.
web of profound philosophical
Steam
insights that I can't even
reviews.
imagine where I'd
All
have the
the
loot
way.
to stick them.
I like chaos. I love not playing the game as I should.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I?
You are.
You can tell me if I'm preachy, honestly.
You
can.
are.
Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well,
Let
to
me
be
out.
honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it, well, I always thought it did. But maybe it
Well,
wasn't.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be having no dumpster
What an
baby
awful
fires.
memory to have to hold on
Dumpster
to.
fire baby. There you
These
go.
black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable
wanna be having no dumpster
track
fire, baby.
record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded
Yep.
explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary
What happens
verbal
if we don't
flourishes
press it?
and lengthy ruminations. All right, here we go.
Okay, so it doesn't matter
Oh,
if.
well, there's sport.
you-
You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Doesn't
But
matter if
that's
you
the
press the button or
power of
not.
the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think
Where'd the
about
door
you
go?
and about us and about everything we've been through.
You know what?
I've had
Hello? Okay. Fire alarm died.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed,
I think he's
they
going
gnashed
insane.
their teeth and said, enter.
I think he's going insane. Okay.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Anyways. Everything's died. Roof is starting to leak. I stand corrected. Oh, there's light. Nice. Still can't get out because you took the door away. Oh, it's pretty now. Nice. And skip. And now it's all gone. Okay. What was that? Okay. And it's crooked. I think the button's broken now. Yeah. I am free. Oh, this game is fun. This game is a lot of fun. If it comes out with another version, I don't know if they would or wouldn't, but I'll probably play it again. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed. Me constantly killing Stanley. As well as seeing the memory ending. This game was a lot of fun. It's a little mind-bending a little bit. But, besides that, if you did enjoy, remember to leave a like. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you on the flip side.